Please get ready for a dictation of part 2 of the Indian Railway Budget Speech 2016-17. This speech was of Shri Suresh Prabhakar Prabhu introducing the railway budget for 2016-17 on 25th of February 2016. It has been taken from the website textguru.in and it is beginning from para 8 onwards. 5 seconds. Start. For the year 2016-17, we expect an operating ratio of 92% after including the immediate impact of the 7th Pay Commission as against 90% likely to be achieved in the current year. It is pertinent to note that the ordinary working expenses grew by 32.5% in 2008-9 due to the impact of the 6th Pay Commission, while we are targeting to restrict the growth of ordinary working expenses by 11.6% for 2016-17. This has been largely possible due to extensive cost optimization and revenue enhancement through innovative means planned next year. We have already made humble beginnings in this direction, as a result of which a saving of rupees 8,720 crore from the budget estimates would be effected this year, neutralizing most of the revenue shortfall. We significantly reduced the cost of power procured for traction by signing long-term agreements, brought down inventory carrying costs, and launched austerity drives. In the next year, we are increasing the rigor on cost optimization multifold. For the first time in Indian Railways, absolute reductions as compared to the previous year have been planned in categories like diesel and electricity through concrete and rigorous planning. Further, with an optimistic outlook for the economy and various measures outlined later, we hope to generate revenues of the order of rupees 1,84,820 crore next year, 10.1% higher than the revised target for the current year. We have ramped up capital expenditure to remove the huge backlog of the past as well as to provide for the current and future needs of the organization. We have overhauled age-old process, bottlenecks, and delegated powers effectively to the functional levels. As a result, the rate of capital expenditure has increased substantially in the later quarters of the year and should now grow exponentially. We will continue to employ this new approach to our capital expenditure. We have managed to break away from the average capital expenditure of rupees 48,100 crore over the period 2019 to 2014 and an average growth of only 8% per annum to achieve a quantum jump. This year, our investment would be close to double of the average of previous years, a feat never achieved earlier. For the year 2016-17, the capital plan has been pegged at rupees 1.21 lakh crore. This magnitude of investment calls for abandoning the business as usual approach and continually innovating to find new ways of sourcing funds and executing projects, be it by forming joint ventures with states, developing new frameworks for PPP, scouting international markets for rupee bonds, or engaging with multilateral and bilateral agencies. Indian Railways will be at the forefront of infrastructure growth in the country. We have, for the first time, incorporated a statement in the Pink Book of Sanctioned Works, a list of partnership projects being undertaken with state government and other agencies. Every rupee of investment in railways has the capacity to increase economy wide output by rupees 5. The impact that this increased investment in railways will have on the economic growth of the country is unprecedented. It would also lead to realizing the vision of a modern and efficient railway system. We in the railways must provide to the citizens of this country a rail system that they can be proud of, a system free from capacity constraints, a system that is efficient and predictable, a system that is sparkling and pristine, where the people of my country feel at ease, where there is plenty of choice in every sphere of activity, and the ease of doing business pervades the entire railway ecosystem. In short, a system that is capable of taking care of its own needs financially and otherwise. Our Prime Minister demands the conversion of vision into specific reality with speed, efficiency, and total transparency. As I stand to deliver my second budget, I am conscious that this is not only a moment for the evolution of new ideas, but also an examination of last year's momentum. Accountability is an ongoing principle of public life. I am happy to announce that action has been initiated on 139 budget announcements made last year. For the first time, an implementation report is included as an extra to this speech. Madam Speaker, let me take a few minutes to dwell on the progress of some of the key initiatives taken during this year. With great pleasure, I wish to inform the House that bankable railway projects are now assured of funding and should be completed within next 3-4 years. We have introduced a new way of funding our projects through institutional financing. LIC has agreed to invest rupees 1.5 lakh crore over 5 years on extremely favorable terms. We are also looking forward to setting up a fund with multilateral assistance for financing railway projects. During the current financial year, we have been able to set new benchmarks in project execution. We will be surpassing the ambitious target of commissioning 2,500 kilometer broad gauge lines. This will be almost 30% higher than last year. In the next year, we plan to commission 2,800 kilometers of track. Stop.